So the last thing I want to talk about with the cross-examination of this expert is really probably more about the lawyer than the cross-examination. Towards the end, they start dealing with the Jin McCabe search and deletion. He did a great job of controlling the expert and working with what he had. He started by talking about how this is an opinion of this witness, that the tab opening led to the timestamp of 227. His opinion, therefore, means that other people could have different opinions. They laid the groundwork for, I believe, their expert, which is from a separate company that also does phone downloads and that is reputable. They got the Cellebrite guy to say that's a reputable company. They're going to have a different interpretation, no doubt, of that timestamp and deletion. But they didn't try to get this guy to admit they're right or to agree with their theories, because as we saw in the blood testing expert from the hospital last week, if you're trying to get an expert to agree with your conclusions, even if you say, phrase it as a yes or no question, judges are going to let the expert explain why they disagree with a conclusion. And that's what happened to her, and she got run over by the expert. It didn't go well. The expert wasn't that important at that time, but it did not go well. This guy, this attorney, kept the expert in check. He just established that it's the expert's opinion. Other experts could have other opinions, and basically set the stage for his expert without giving this expert room to continue to explain why no other interpretation could be accurate. So I thought that was very effective and sort of laying the foundation for their expert to come to different conclusions about this. And obviously, my discussion yesterday about the start of the defense cross-examination being problematic and made me think they didn't have anything to go with. That is the communication, I think, inadvertently given when you start poorly, and especially then have a break. But they had plenty to work with and did some great work for the defendant and undercut a lot of what this expert said, at least as it would apply to the facts of the case and the underlying story. There's still some dots to connect for the defense and their theory, I think. But certainly they made a lot of gains cross-examining this guy.